because we were talking about that potentially deciding North London derby. And I was saying, do you know what? I'd like Spurs to maybe be in a position where it's not so deciding. I think if they can keep going as they're going and somehow get there, obviously they've got the Liverpool match just before, but if they can get to those last, 3 games of the season and be in a position where it's almost not an all or nothing game, I think they could. I think they could. I think this is Tottenham. So my next video could very much be a... But, I just feel like Conte's mentality is now spreading through this team. You can feel the way they play, the way they're thinking about matches, the way they're fighting. It's very much they're embodying their head coach now. And you know what? And I know this is something that I don't think a lot of people like to hear. But, look, let me first off say, we all want to win trophies. Of course we do. Conte wants to win trophies. But I cannot help but think that being out of the Conference League is one of the best things that's happened to Tottenham this season. And I know that sounds awful because Conte wants to win a trophy. I want Spurs to end this trophy drought. But I just feel that to be in this period of the season with full weeks to work with the team, and don't get me wrong, Benson Kulusevski, been another massive factor in if Tottenham make the top 4. Fans I think they feel like they've got their Tottenham Hotspur back, which it's been very buried quite deeply. Now it's about pushing on, and of course it's about backing Conte this summer, because if he can do what he's done with 2 of his own signings, what's he going to do with a summer's worth of signings that are tailored towards him? It's a very exciting thought, and it's just like there's no scenario now where Daniel Levy cannot back Antonio Conte. The relationship with Conte and the fans is so high. He is, after the game he went over and was shaking his fist and they chant his name multiple times through games. There's a really beautiful relationship forming there. And for Conte, a guy who, look, to be brutally honest, purely looking at his CV, he doesn't hang around at clubs too long. There's a variety of reasons for that, and whether it's his own desire or not. But I feel that, especially a guy that used to be a Chelsea manager, the Spurs fans have absolutely taken to him. Of course, the results, the football, the style of play, it all kind of becomes this package. But if Spurs... He's got all the cards. He does. He holds all the cards. Spurs know whatever Conte wants this summer has to be done, because you can't give up what's happening right now. And the most dangerous thing would be for, Levy in the club to look at what's happening now and go, well, look what he's doing with his players. Why does he need much more? No. Don't think like that. Do not think like that. That's the attitude of those 2 transfer windows when Spurs didn't buy anyone at the Poch. Oh, but look what he's doing with this. Does he really need that? Yes, because that's the next level. And Conte won't stand for that. They mess around in the transfer window. He will not stand for it. He walked out on Juventus in pre-season. Was it a couple of weeks into pre-season once? And that's Juventus. He will not think twice of doing that at Tottenham if he feels that he's being undermined or, he isn't being sufficiently backed. They have to. The pressure is on. This is a good time for Tottenham Hotspur, and they need to build on that. It's never, honestly, I've said this a million times what a big summer this is. Indy's about to... Indy, oi. No, he's going to jump off. I thought we might actually get him on camera for a change, but instead he decided to jump off the sofa. I said it before, this is a big summer for Tottenham, but if anything, it's actually getting even bigger because of what's happening on the pitch. Spurs do get top 4 and they've got the Champions League next season. They have to bring in players to be able to compete in that as well. But not only that, Conte making very not so subtle words about what he was asked about, because obviously next season in the Premier League you'll have 9 subs again, but you'll be able to make 5 substitutions. And his first things about that is all the clubs now know. You're going to have to bring in more players in the summer and build bigger squads. It's like, wait, like a bigger wink. I'm talking to you, Daniel. And yeah, it's at the moment very exciting. It is. It could be a terrific summit. In terms of Lo Celso and Undombele obviously scored against West Ham in the week, which gave Lyon a big kind of goal there. And Lo Celso was voted man of the match in the Champions League game against Bayern for Villarreal. So, yeah, they're doing well. I think it was John Veal that asked Conte about Lo Celso, actually, in the presser and said, will he be coming back to Tottenham in the summer? It was a very much swerve round kind of answer. It was like, he's doing really well. And then he kind of made it very clear it's because he's in a league that he's very comfortable in. I'd be surprised if Lo Celso or Ndombele have anything to do with Tottenham's squad next season if Conte is the manager, which hopefully he will be. It's an interesting one because I've seen a lot of people doing the old classic, oh yeah, but we can sell them both and we get loads of money to put towards other transfers. And it doesn't work like that. I don't get the impression Lyon will want to buy Ndombele, more likely a loan, and Villarreal I think will probably try for another loan as well. I think maybe the good thing, especially with Lo Celso, is that his performances a lot of people will be taking notice of. I don't think there's any option to buy in his loan deal with Villarreal, which means that, another team could come in. He played very well against Juventus as well and against Bayern. So do these big teams now look at him and think, you know what? Maybe we take a punt on him. It's a real shop window move, and that could benefit Tottenham. I don't know if Villarreal will pay the sort of money that Spurs would want for him, because this is the thing, his stock is actually going up, which you never know with him perhaps, but with Ndombele I think it's going to be another tricky situation with him and who splashes out that money.